I'll go ahead and I'll tackle this question here real quick, because I'm getting a lot of people who are coming over from the religion of Christianity wants to know, because they hear me talking, and they're going back and they're reading the passages of scriptures that I provide to them. And the question is this: Pastor Dow, if those people over there in that land called Israel are not the Jewish, or no, notice the wording, Jewish people, or the Jews, then who are they? Well, that's the question that I keep answering 1,000 times over, if people would sit and listen to me, that the people don't want to hear today. Let's just look at some simple facts here. I mean, just truthful facts. One thing about a lot of people who follow the Messianic persuasion is they actually think that in 1948, this state that was created by Great Britain and the United States under the League of Nations had nothing to do with prophecy or God. It was created by Gentile nations. They said that this state was created one day, which they're totally ignorant of modern day history as well as historical history, and that's because I think it's rooted in just spiritual blindness. People just literally want to be blind. Those people are Khazars. They are Khazars. They come from the line of Japhet. They're Ashkenazi. And if you go back to the Table of Nations over in the book of Genesis, the 10th chapter, you'll find out exactly who they are. They have no genetic link, never have ever had any genetic link with Abraham. And you know, a lot of people use the term anti-Semitism, or anti-Semitic and stuff. All those are just brand new terms that are made up to get away from the real, true root word that is really, truly there. And they use these words to twist, warp, and distort the real, true meaning, because they don't want you to know who the real, true Israelites, or today they call them Jews. And I'm sure they'd get mad at the way I'm saying it, but the truth is, if we were going to use the term Jews like the way they use it today, those people are not it. Never have been and never will be. Unless they say, blessed is he that cometh in the name of Yahweh. And it's it. Now, you're looking at me. I am a bloodline descendant of the ancient Hebrew Israelites, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Judah. And I can easily prove that. I have a whole community here that have come from many different tribes. And the prophecies bear it out. But those people, just because you get a Russian Germanic, Yiddish speaking people, and somebody call them Jews, because you have to be a historian and know exactly what is going on in history. They got the whole world believing this mess. Those people are not it. They're Khazars. They're Khazarian. If anything, you know who would be close to be what you would call Jews, if we use that term today? It would be the Sephardim, which most people don't want to hear. You have Western thought, persuasion, and perspective, and you have Eastern thought, persuasion, and perspective. I'll leave you with this. The ancient Hebrew Israelites were in the Egyptian captivity, the Assyrian captivity, the Babylonian captivity, the Medes and Persian captivity, the Greece or the Greek and Roman captivity, the Arab and the Jewish European captivity, and now they're in their last captivity before the return of the Messiah, which is the American captivity. The real true million-dollar question is if those people in that so-called land of Israel that have that satanic star that they keep calling the Star of David, which is the Star of Remphan, if those people are the real true Jews, then how come history doesn't back them up in all these different slaveries, all these different captivities, just like the Bible speaks of? No, people, the Messianics are wrong. Those people are imposters. They're liars. They're wrong too. The real true Israelites, the real true Yehudas are scattered, dispersed, in exile to their Most High Yah, and He is the only one that's going to get us back together Himself. He's going to bring us back. It's not going. We're not going to. The Jews are not, or the so-called Jews. We know I have to use those terms because that's what you're familiar with. Hey, you ain't gonna get on no planes, and you're not gonna come from a region that the ancient Israelites wasn't birthed in, and jump them on jets and drive them back into a made-up land called Israel, which really was the land of Shem or Palestine. I mean, they've got you all twisted, warped, and distorted. And I understand. What you mostly have is you have these fallen heads teaching you messianic doctrine, and they got you all confused and messed up. And I say it again. I'm willing in an open civil discussion to debate anybody of this messianic Jewish persuasion on any platform, anytime, anywhere, any place on this subject. Because I can prove by that book that those people nor have they ever been descendants of Abraham. And that is the truth. And that's the truth straightway. And while I'm at it, I often hear people talk about, how much that they despise people being anti-Semitic or Semitic is really Shemitic, because I'm a Shemite as well. Anybody who is of the seed of Shem is a Shemite. That's where the Hebrew people come from. But hey, my people have experienced racism, exclusion, collusion, and hatred ever since the beginning of time. You know why? Because my ancient people did not keep the covenant that Moshe had brought down, and we all agreed with, the commandments on Mount Sinai, when we said that we will obey and we will do, and we hadn't done it. And that's all there is to it. So, no, those Khazarian Ashkenazi people who are imposters over there are actually descendants of Japhet. Go check it out in the Table of Nations. You have to go back. The Israelites, they're Hebrews. They're descendants of Shem. Shem and Ham often intermingle. You can't find in the history of this book until later on, when we're scattered in the dispersion, that there was intermingling with the seed of Japhet. And that's just the truth. Well, anyway, I hope I was able to help you, but my advice is you stay away from everything that is messianic, because it's a lie. Just like I would admonish you to stay away from everything that is Christian, because it's a lie. The religion of Messianics or the Messianic Judaism, that the Bible does not teach that. The Bible does not teach Christian doctrine that comes and is birthed out of Rome, the Roman Catholic Church. It doesn't do that. And I know these are painful words that I'm saying, but consider what I'm saying. Use a little bit of self-autonomy, independent thinking. Go check it out for yourself and see if it's so.